Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Farmcast. Today, there's a lot of things going on in the world. As of, March 9th, 2021, a lot of busy things, a lot of news to talk about. So we're just going to talk about, go over some things on our minds. And one thing on my mind, more than anything, Kyle, what the hell's going on with the royal family? I literally know nothing about this.
Okay, so one of my favorite things to
They're
do
all inbred.
is make fun of British people because it's extremely funny and it's a great opportunity to not just hate America for like 10 seconds. So it's a really good time for everyone involved. So shitting on the royal family is great. And so basically what's going on is the Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. So, they've been married for a little while now. Well, they kind of about a year ago, I want to say, they kind of excommunicated themselves from the royal family, and now they're giving they just had this explosive 2-hour interview with Oprah Winfrey, and they basically just were talking about all these little details about the royal family and how the in Meghan Markle's to go broader for a sec, British tabloids and news are especially, even compared to America, they're super duper sensationalist and even more aggressive and nasty. So they just keep writing headline after headline after headline about Meghan Markle and just all this stuff about, and it's all coming with a vaguely, and I shouldn't even say vaguely, a pretty obvious racial tone to it, because she's a black member of the royal family. And so that got her to she was saying how she had thoughts of suicide, and she would go to the royal family or people around the royal family or whatever, and it's they didn't want her to go get any help for it because they wouldn't do it internally, but they didn't want her to go get help elsewhere because it would be a bad look for the family. She said that they had that people had come up to her in private about they were worried the babies, because she's pregnant, or she may have already given, I don't even know, but they were worried about the skin tone of the kid. And if the child was going to have too dark of skin tone, they had said, and this is all coming from Meghan herself, they had said, and they never gave exactly a real reason why, but that the kid would not be given any royal security like everybody else in the royal family. Just all this crazy stuff. And it's just really raises the point, why in God's name do you have a royal family anyways?
Yeah, what's even, oh my God. Okay, I didn't know what it was, because I thought it was about that Meghan chick being an asshole, because I saw a headline about her hissing at the people, so I didn't know if she was the problem. I didn't know this was. Oh. I must have saw the propaganda. I must have. Yeah, I guess so. Because I had no idea what's going on, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know the whole. I didn't know they removed themselves from the royal family. I don't even know anything except for one time that one Redditor predicted the Queen's death, and everyone was nervous for that one day that the Queen was going to die.
I remember that.
Yeah. That's the only thing I know about recently about the royal family.
Well, it's just then you have all these which is, I feel like this is very funny how you just have a bunch of these conservatives going and defending literal monarchies built on absolute racial domination. That's what this family's stemming from.
Yeah.
100, less than 100 years ago, that the same family supported the Nazi Party. So let's be honest. Yeah. They're not a great group of people. So this stuff shouldn't be that hard to believe in the first place, but oh my God, it is just a mess. So everybody in England, a little upset, aren't they, bruv? You're being chuffed.
Yeah. So who is she married to? Who is Meghan Markle married
Prince
to? Harry? So what does has he said anything about this?
He was in most of that interview with her.
What? Oh, he was? Okay.
Yeah.
He's fuck that old lady.
The only thing I saw, Kyle, was your message in our group chat that was I'm so fascinated by this, and I was I'm not very interested by it. But then I saw a tweet that was maybe, I don't know, maybe one of us, maybe somebody shared it to the group chat too, but it was just a picture of the Queen, and it looks like she's like in a webcam, and it's like a YouTube like video overlay, and it just says, "I have broken my silence."
Yeah.
We need a 100-year-old woman getting the YouTuber confession. She's like petting her dog.
Yeah, I've seen all these memes. I didn't get it, but I saw Kyle that message in the group chat too. I'm like, I know nothing about this. I just see the memes. I think they're hilarious. And now hearing this, it's hilarious because I saw a TikTok of it was someone singing the Bruno Mars song. I want to be a millionaire. That so fucking bad. All that shit. And then he's got a line that says, "Be with Oprah and the Queen," and they're just like, "That ain't happening soon, Bruno." Oh man, that was hilarious. So now with the context, it's even funnier.
I mean, the royal family, they just kind of crack me up in general because, like, it is just they are so, like, stereotypically just decrepit old people who, like, live off the souls of children. Like, look at Prince Philip. My God, that man is an absolute walking corpse.
That man looks like two Mitch McConnells.
You pass that man the booth, he takes one coffee, he's going to die.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have no idea how those people are alive. Even the Queen, including the Queen.
Queen's like
the Queen.
Yeah, right. And, like, they probably, like, make her look good, but, like, she looks like she could be kicking for another 10 to 20. Like.
So another thing that's been really funny about this is, so you had these couple of YouTubers, and what they did, so people knew this interview was going to be coming for a while, but it wasn't released or anything. So these like two YouTubers posed as journalists and started interviewing. So this part's great. So you have like actual royal correspondents for like CNN and like all these other places, and their entire job is just covering the royal family. And when I say covering the royal family, I mean sucking off the royal family and doing whatever you can. So they had never seen the interview, but because it was a couple days beforehand, but when these YouTubers posing as other journalists started interviewing them, they made it seem like they basically coaxed every correspondent into saying how like they already saw the interview, and before even seeing what was said interview, they started immediately just defending the royal family, saying everything Meghan said is off base, ridiculous, even though they never actually saw the interview. So they're getting paid just at least six figures, probably like millions of dollars, to do nothing but just play press coverage for the royal family. No evidence. You don't need to know anything about it. You just immediately start defending it. It's amazing.
I mean, that's like sports Twitter. And they aren't getting paid shit.
I would kill to see Skip Bayless talk about the Queen.
Oh.
Stephen A. Smith would have Prince Philip in a box.
Shannon and Skip on the next episode of Undisputed. Skip's defending the Queen for her legendary run. And how modern day politicians don't come close to the Queen. The Queen forever. He wears his, I don't even know, like the Jordans. He wears MJ forever, except it's like the Queen shit.
I just want to hear. I need the old First Take crew back together. I need like Stephen A. Smith. Now I respect the Queen, right, and if she has the Diamond Jubilee. Okay. However,
yeah. Oh, that'd be fire. But yeah, I was just curious about that. Wanted to hear a little more information about the Queen. But
yeah, that's. And I want to make that clear to you two when I put that in the group chat originally. I don't want anything to do with the royal. I am not interested in the royal family unless it is insane controversies like this. Then I'm all aboard.
Okay.
Fair enough.
A queen head.
No, not a queen head. Okay. The royal family are not my bread and butter.
Okay, fair enough. You guys got anything on your heads?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So I want to say this, and I want to get this out. Big fan of the millennial slander I see on TikTok and basically everywhere else now. I'm glad millennials are being taken to task. I don't know if I technically qualify as a millennial. I think I might, but I choose to pretend I don't. And I'm here for it, except I'm sick of skinny jeans slander. And I'm gonna say this, and this might upset some people.
Skinny jean slander?
Oh, there's skinny jeans slander in the millennials. I will say this also, and this might upset 1/3 of this podcast. I'm not in on the middle part.
Wow, huh? He got you, Fenner. he got you, dude. Sorry,
I don't
Fenner.
hate it, but I'm not. I'm not seeing the broad appeal.
Okay.
Call me old fashioned.
Yeah. I have chosen the middle part. I like it. I have really long hair and I don't want to get it cut, so I think the middle part works. It keeps out of my eyes. Yeah, and I just like it, you know. The skinny jeans, I've never viewed my pants as skinny jeans. So like I think there is I never, like, the pants I wear today, I count them as like fitted jeans, but I think that's where there's a disconnect. I've always thought skinny jeans were the really tight, like, so I've never like considered,
like, you can see the outline of your cock and balls.
Seriously, that's like, and I, you know what, for the record, I'm in on that too, but but like, so when I see this hate on skinny jeans, it's more of pro those one of those trendy stores where they put like the Nintendo logo on a shirt and sell it for $50. It's like the pants you would find there, like the mom jeans kind of, where it's like straight-legged, which I won't be buying those. I just don't think I'd look good in them.
Boot cut, Zach.
Yeah, it gives me too much boot cut vibes there.
See, I don't know the difference between like fitted, because like I have some jeans that I think are more like fitted jeans, but they say they're skinny jeans, so I don't know what to make of anything anymore.
The jeans, like, I actually recently just bought jeans. I wear slim fit jeans.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I think what you guys are talking about. I also bought a pair of athletic fit jeans, which are supposed to be like kind of tapered towards the leg, but they're a little looser around your thighs. Mm-hmm. Those just feel uncomfortable to me as well. And they aren't like boot cut jeans. They aren't like super loose or anything. It's just like, I don't know, something about slim fit jeans. I feel like it's the same thing as girls, like, or guys or whatever, like yoga pants. Like, they just fit, they're up close and personal to your body, and that's just more comfortable.
I was about to say, I like the comfort. It's the same reason I'm always like briefs over boxers any day, like boxer briefs any day, because I want the comfort and security. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But that actually raised a question. So you know what you're saying, like yoga pants. Mm-hmm. I kind of want to buy those TikTok leggings. They're like $10, and they're probably very comfortable, and it probably makes my ass look great.
Yes, the TikTok leggings. I think everyone.
Why does everybody not just wear them?
Right? Yeah.
I don't think girls would be that mad about it.
No, we take their swag.
Would it be a cultural appropriation?
Yeah. Well, who knows?
It makes you think.
Yeah. But I do agree. Obviously, I am in on the middle part, and I'm in on slandering a lot of things millennials. But if my jeans are considered skinny jeans, then so be it. I think they look good.
Yeah, you gotta fall on the sword somewhere.
Exactly.
But I do be #adulting.
Jesus. Oh, that's where all my millennial hate comes from.
Well, the worst part is that you're Gen Z, and I think Fenner and I are technically qualifying as millennials. So if you've been paying attention to the Farmcast for any length of time, you can see the clear generational gap between us, and it's really driving a wedge between all of us in this podcast. So if you see Zach go solo at any point in the near future, just understand why.
We can market the podcast as having generations of knowledge.
Ooh, true.
Knowledge spanning generations. That is the funniest thing because there's a really good Eddie Burback YouTube video that I watched recently, and it's literally about this. It's weird that like this came up because it's been on. I just watched the video either today or yesterday, and he's like, "I was born in November 1996, so that means I am right on the line of being a Gen Z and being a young boomer." And he just kind of like digests it, saying like, I don't like either of these, because he's like saying how like he brought up the Vine about like how saying how like mass shootings were caused by millennials, and like he's like, that's insane. Yeah, right. He's like, that's an insane point of view. But then he pulls up so many cringe 30-year-olds trying to act like they know what's cool, and it's like yikes. There's the I don't know. I'm so happy if you guys haven't seen it, because I feel bad for you if you have. The like 30-year-old woman who's like, "What's that? Gen Z's trying to cancel Eminem? Listen here." And then she like raps a diss track against Gen Z, and it is seriously like I couldn't even get through it. I every time I've seen it, I have to close off of the video because it's so bad.
I did just see a TikTok of Lil Nas X who's like, I heard Gen Z's trying to cancel Eminem, and there's like, my name is, the beat is playing in the background, and he just keeps like repeating that awkwardly and like looking back towards the camera. It's so funny.
Okay, yeah, it was definitely. He's younger than us. He's younger than me. He's like 22, I want to say.
I was gonna say, I think he might be 21, but yeah, same difference.
21 or 22, yeah. But yeah, he gets it.
I think I'm a boomer.
yeah.
I wonder what the point, like, that I be like. What is the point? Like, what's the tip that makes me realize like I'm officially a boomer now? Like, I'm terrified that disconnect is going to happen. I hope it just like happens very subtly and I never know it. But there's going to be that one point in time where you just kind of hear somebody say something and you're like, I have absolutely no idea what the fuck that means.
I think that's a 30-year-old thing. I feel like that's in your 30s. That's like the millennials now who are going through this and like are angry at the kids for like starting new trends. Like the weird bitterness they have for like 18-year-olds is so bizarre. And that's why the millennials I hate.
What's really bizarre is seeing it like the other way around now, where I've seen like stuff about like Gen Z like waxing poetic about some things from like the early 2000s, and it's like, how did we get to this point where our childhoods are now the ones that are being like romanticized? That's a really weird feeling. Like I've seen stuff like where it's like, oh, like on Twitter or like Reddit or whatever, where it's like, oh, I wish I could go back, or even ironically, like, wish I could go back to this, and it was like showing like scene kids from like 2004 and like just MySpace era and like early Facebook age stuff, and it's like, how did we get to this point? How are like, damn, I'm old.
Nah, that's just
like that feels weird to me. I think like that might be like an internet phenomenon type thing, because like, I feel like when we were growing up and like we had kids who were saying that, they were talking about like going back to like the 80s or something, like going back like 25 or 30 years ago, where now it's just like, I don't know. I feel like it's just an internet sort of phenomenon where everything moves so fast. It's like, let's go back 10 fucking years, because for me, that's the part that feels the most weird about it, is like, I still feel like I'm not that far from that. Plus, like, I'm only 24 years old, you know, so.
Plus, you can, spoiler alert, the thing about just, like, literally aging in general is you can do that. You can put any lens on that as you could. I could do that with, like, 2018. I could do that with last year at this time. I could be like, oh, go take me back to early March 2020 when I didn't know. Like, you could do that with anything and be like nostalgic for this and show like a group of people and show like, I don't know, like people are doing it with like, remember walking out of Black Panther, hearing all the stars in the theater or whatever, and it's like, yeah, that was a great moment, and I guess I'm nostalgic for something that happened.
I think the difference is between what you're talking about though is like they're pining for something they never experienced. And that was something
Oh.
that we grew up with. Well, I'm not talking about us pining for our own experiences. It's somebody who never saw it, but they only like see like the good aspects of like that
Yeah.
era. And they're
Okay.
like, oh, take me back.
Okay, gotcha.
That
Yeah.
kind of
Okay.
thing. That's what made me feel old, where it's like people who don't weren't there, they're actually waxing poetic about it.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that is weird.
Yeah,
Is
that was.
I mean, is it? I don't know if it's like a boomer way to think, or I don't know what it is, but I just feel like my childhood growing up probably wasn't that much different than kids' childhoods, like who are talking about wanting to go back to when I grew up.
I don't
I
know.
have no idea.
I disagree, really. I actually think we were like the last tipping point. I think every childhood, not everyone, but I think there's childhoods from now and the next 30 years, I don't think will be that different because we were kind of the last little bit that lived in like a non-connected world. Like kids now, I couldn't even imagine like raising a kid right now or anything because it's like, how do you content filter? Because a 7-year-old now can see all the same things like a 25, a 30-year-old can at like the click of their finger. But if you wanted to see something that was like adult content when you were like a little kid, I mean, it wasn't just readily available for you.
Yeah.
Like it is now. It's a weird like disconnect, and I feel like that we were just that last little generation.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
that
were.
makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
I do actually like agree. Like we probably were like the best time as of now, as of lately, to like grow up because we know like before social media. A lot of like the kids growing up now will only know like life with social media. I can remember like we were turning 13 when Facebook said you have to be 13 to join and it was like growing big. That like unless in the 90s if you were like considered one of those nerds who were doing like Quake tournaments on your huge rig in your basement PC, you weren't really experiencing the internet. Like I had to tell my parents about like Wi-Fi. And
Mhm.
like I feel like that will never have to be like told again for these kids. So I feel like
Yeah,
we kind of grew up with like Web 2.0.
But even like I made I made like a Facebook in 2007, which
same.
is wild to think about it. But it's
Yeah.
like that era, and even for like the next. I don't know like when social media became like the modern version of itself. I don't know what year that would have been because like even old Twitter is nothing like it is
Yeah.
now. I want to say it didn't happen until
2013.
like
I'm gonna
five
say
6 years ago.
2012 maybe, but yeah.
Even that late, okay. But like
I don't
so
know.
even
I
that
feel
so
like
we had
that,
that,
but
but we were in high school by the time it was really going.
yeah.
Like kids now are like
I don't
8
even
years
know.
old. Well, and I want to preface this by saying I don't necessarily know if this is a good or a bad thing yet. I'm not gonna be
Mm.
that guy to have like a take about it. But it's like, I mean, any little kid with a smartphone, you're gonna be 8 9 years old, and you're gonna have a TikTok, and you can see anything that I can see on TikTok, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that is a very different world than we lived in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true that. I wasn't really thinking about that. Just because, like, yeah, I grew up without without the internet. Like, it's not like I could go on it. We had one computer in our house, and it was in my parents' bedroom, and it was like I had to ask to, you know what I mean, that sort of
Yeah.
thing. Um, but like by the time I was in like middle school, like I had an Xbox 360, and I was playing video games online with my friends. You know what I mean? So, but I guess that is very different than having this and being able, yeah, like going on
Mm.
Twitter and TikTok and having completely unfiltered content. So,
Yeah.
I wonder how that's gonna go down the road because I feel like that can't go on, but yet, I mean, like, how would you even begin to police it? And also, at the same time, kids are a lot smarter than people give them credit for. If they want to find something, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Especially
yeah,
kids who grew up doing nothing but technology from the time they're 4 years old and their parents shoves an iPad in their hands just to keep them busy.
Mm-hmm.
that's the other thing I've talked about with a couple people at work is they're like, they have like a 8 or 9 or 7 8 9 year old kid, right? and they talked about how they had just gotten their kid like an iPod. I was like, you gonna get them a phone soon? And they're like, no, they can't. Like, what do they need a phone for? And it's like, I get that. Like, you're able to stay in touch. You know where your kid's at all times. But like, in the age we're currently in, where everything is so digital, and I feel like it's only going to continue to go that way. Like, if I were to have a kid, I wouldn't want to like almost like hindrance them. You know what I mean? But I'm not a parent. I don't have a kid, so that could be like completely flawed, a flawed way of thinking about it. But like, I would want my kid to have a step up.
It is
If
almost
that
like
makes
you're
sense,
setting
you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's really weird because it's like, on one hand, sure, you literally might be setting them back, but at the same time, it's like, I do want them to experience more tangible things too.
Right.
I can't even imagine having a kid right now. Couldn't be me.
Right.
Whack.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Just, whew.
I feel like almost
Yeah.
giving it to them right away, they learn that early balance. If you hold it from them, they're going to covet it. And, like, again, not a parent, no idea, do not think like a parent, but then they're going to covet it. And then when they do get it, then it's like it's 24/7, seeing everything that you have. No idea. I do not have the answers for this one. Out of answers with raising kids. We should have a parenting podcast, parenting episode where we just talk about raising kids.
I mean, there's absolutely no reason for it, but I think about like the way I will parent my kids very often. And I don't foresee myself having kids anytime soon. Like,
I think Federer and I talked about this a couple of years ago. We were like,
when are we having kids?
Soon, but I do want to be a dad.
yeah, I really want to be a dad. Like that's a very exciting thought to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just not now. For me.
Not now. Good Lord.
For
I
me.
I don't even know.
Figure out this guy before I even begin to think about raising another human life. Imagine.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind having a kid right now. I feel like it would like.
Yeah, do it then. No, do it. No, you said you wouldn't mind it.
Yeah,
have a kid, Fenner. Do it.
Dudes are no balls.
Yeah,
I feel like it would like. I don't know, and this could be like more telling of myself, but like it would like hopefully like motivate me to like be I don't know, like I'm not just living for myself, right? I'm living for somebody else. And hopefully I think I would care enough about the kid. What?
I'm kidding.
I didn't even hear what you said.
Yeah,
I
think you'll like that.
I said I can't figure my shit out. Hopefully this kid can come in and help.
Yeah.
Say two minds are better than the one. That's what I say.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it's interesting.
It is.
But you guys got any other topics you want to talk about? Otherwise, I've got a complete 180 here.
I was gonna 180 it either way, so if you want to 180 it, feel free.
Yeah. So complete 180 for. I'm trying to think of how I could tie this in, but there is no way. So switching gears here, Dak Prescott signed.
Yeah.
Big contract.
Was it like 6 years?
Well, I thought it was a 4-year. I thought it was 4 years for some reason. But next year he's making like $74 million. Good for him. I'm happy for him. You know, I have slandered Dak a little bit, but I'm happy he got his money. I became a big fan of Dak last year with the whole like mental illness thing he was on, the fantasy numbers he was putting up.
Don't tell Skip Bayless.
Yeah, yep. And I was really rooting for him after the injury. Glad he got paid. But I think the most interesting thing about this contract is what Jerry Jones said after what the reports of what Jerry Jones said about how a big reason this money isn't like the reason why he like had no problem doing this money, because he knows what the cap's going to be like in the next couple of years, because this new TV deal with a week 17 coming up and how successful they were in a coronavirus year. Apparently this new deal is going to be so big that this cap number means nothing to him now. So that is interesting to me for a couple
It
different
makes me
reasons.
wonder, like, eventually how big NFL contracts are going to get. And obviously, like, in baseball is having this similar discussion. I mean, who's going to be the first $500 million man?
Yeah.
Because it's going to happen.
They are just going to keep growing, and like good for the NFL catching up with their contracts, because like I feel like that's the one where you get boned the most eventually, I think, just because you could really just ruin your career in like a half a second.
I mean, it almost happened to Dak.
Yeah, seriously. So that's cool. But yeah, so I was like interested in like the contracts, but what I was most like interested, and I'm beating a dead horse here. What we've already said on the podcast, but the NFL continues to know what to do with marketing the league that no other league can do, and it pisses me off because because the All-Star game Sunday night, I wanted to watch that game. You know who cannot watch that game unless I go out of my way to pirate it? It's me. So it's like, God, make it more accessible. I want to watch every other sport, but I can't just turn it on. I've got to jump through hoops. I've got to crawl under the barrier. I've got to, hit a dart, and I've got to like dodge a guy coming at me just to watch a Bucks game or a Bruins game.
And not even just sports, streaming services are starting to really have that problem too, because this has been known for a long time. Eventually it's going to happen like this, where it's like every show you want is so spread thin across 50 different streaming services. It's like a parabolum. I mean, everybody started pirating, then it's like, oh wow, we got Netflix and Hulu. That's just a couple good options, and between the two of them we got pretty much everything. But now it's like we have so many different things that if you want to have all the shows you want to watch, you might as well just you're paying the same money you pay for cable. So it's going to go all the way back around, and everybody's just going to be at square one and start pirating again.
Yeah. that is basically it. I don't even have like a I think the strongest will survive, especially now with like Paramount, Peacock, these newest ones. I just think the strongest are going to survive, and I think Disney Plus is going to like eat. Netflix might like buy out Peacock and like own it might get to that point, because like who's paying for Paramount Plus?
I have no clue.
I think a lot of people will. See, because I think streaming services are really it's dabbled a little bit, but I think it's really entering that next phase as far as incorporating some live sports into the streaming services. And I think that's the next big thing. And that's one of the nice features about Paramount. I'm not going to get Paramount Plus. Absolutely not. It's just glorified CBS.
Oh, okay.
I know that's one of the draws.
Oh, I didn't know they had like... It's smart and make it easier for me to like, if like, I wish there was a way that just like Fox Sports Wisconsin could be a part of one of my fucking bundles. Like, holy shit.
No. Can I circle back real quick?
Yeah.
Because I didn't get you moved on pretty quick. To be fair, I didn't say anything either, but with Dak Prescott. So I was talking about with one of my I talk sports with a couple coworkers that come in on day shift. So like as I'm leaving and they're coming in, we talk about sports. And one of these guys, his name's fucking Randy, dude. This guy pisses me off so fucking much. He's like 60 years old and typical like boomer mindset, and he's from a military background. And the thing that pisses me off, not only about him, a lot of people they say this as an argument for players getting paid a lot of money, is like, well, look at our medical professionals and our military people. They aren't getting paid enough. Why do they deserve so much money? I agree. Those people do deserve to get paid more. That is not an argument to like lick the boots, if you will, of these fucking billionaire owners. Like, let these players make their damn money and go and fight and argue for military personnel or whoever you think is not getting paid enough. Go fight for them to get paid more.
See, what pisses me off so much. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What really like pisses me off about that is if the players weren't getting that money and instead the owners were just pocketing it, you would never hear that guy complain. He's like, those guys are the ultimate bootlickers.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why I said, I was like, you honestly care more about these owners' pockets than their fucking kids do, because their kids would rather have them dead so the kids can have the damn money. Like, it makes no sense to me.
Yep. And also, on top of that, outside of that, okay, it's Sunday afternoon. What are you watching? You're not booting up a medical professionals to watch. You're not doing that. What are you doing? You're watching these guys. Millions of people are too. There's a reason they make that money, because we all consume it.
And I don't... This might sound like a super hot take, and this might come across really bad, how I'm going to say it. But, like, I know that some people would put up a stink about, like, athletes getting vaccinated before other people. But, like, in reality, I think most Americans would be very cool with that happening.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Because, like, are they at more of risk? No, but, like, considering how important sports are to the zeitgeist of America, I think they should.
I have no problem with it.
If I can't watch baseball this year, I'm going to go insane.
Honestly, you take whoever needs it in that organization from each state. You're not taking away that much from the already, like, the surplus already. It's not really that much.
When it's like, don't like these vaccines have like a lifespan, and this could be like completely ass backwards thinking, but like, even if it's like, okay, these are going to expire in a week and we don't have time to get them out to the people, just ship them to the athletes and let them just fucking take them, you know?
Yeah, let Drew Holiday have one. Come on.
You're right.
No kidding.
But yeah, that was, I agree with that, actually. I really do. I actually got really pissed off. I'm not trying to, like, put LeBron in a box here, but I got kind of, I don't know if you guys saw his comment about the vaccines. It was a very disappointing
what did he say?
Statement. They asked, like, LeBron if he's going to be vaccinated, and Fauci's been big on these, like, big icons getting it. That's why he's like, Trump getting it and not saying anything about it. Really a hit, because there's people, 30% of the Republican Party doesn't want to take the vaccine. If Trump gets it on TV and says, I'm good, I'm great, that's a big effect. LeBron basically said, that's something I would rather not talk about here. I'll talk about that with my family. And I get it. It's a very safe answer. But the reason why the NBA said they didn't want to help with a vaccine campaign is because an unnamed star in the league was not down for it.
Yeah, like probably Kyrie.
I was going to say probably.
Also Kyrie Irving.
I think it's LeBron and Kyrie. I think there's a couple people in the NBA.
Sure, there are a couple people, but see, this is where I have an issue, because LeBron decides to have no comment on that, right? Mm-hmm. But then when he does comment on like something political or something outside of basketball, like players just constantly get bashed. Stay in your lane, stay in your lane. So it's like, what do you want these guys to do? Either they're going to come out and they're going to use their platform or whatever to put out their beliefs, and or they aren't.
I agree. The vaccine's not political.
Either way.
Yeah. I agree with that. I agree completely. He can voice whatever he wants to. I don't think the vaccine's political.
I don't think it is either, but a lot of people in this country do see it as a political thing.
Yeah, I guess it's a lose-lose for LeBron.
Right. Because then it becomes out and says, yes, I'm very pro-vaccination. Then you have all of these, the 30% of Republicans who refuse to do it, berating him. And then if he says he doesn't want to get it, then you presumably have a lot of people saying, well, why are you, people who agree with the vaccine saying, why are you saying you're not going to get it? So.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. But that was just something I thought of. I was like, damn, it's unfortunate.
It is.
Can you believe? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, for what I think everybody should get the vaccine. Yeah, so big time unfortunate because it also is crazy to me that like people actually would look at what LeBron says and just be like, LeBron's getting it? Same. Now I'm in on
Yeah,
it.
you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
LeBron has reach.
No, for sure.
I can't believe it's been a year already. Today it's been a year since Rudy Gobert killed everybody.
Yeah, honestly, I can't believe that man's even still in the league. Can we get him out?
I love blaming every single aspect of COVID on Rudy Gobert.
I do, and I'm not even like shitposting. I wonder what it looks like if Rudy, without that NBA night, it was going to happen regardless, but I really wonder what the world looks like if Rudy Gobert doesn't get it on primetime NBA game, shutting it down with fans there. It's
and
a little
he starts touching the mics.
That is, we're in that month where we're gonna start seeing some a year ago today, and it's gonna be weird. It's weird.
It hurts. But like, it
doesn't hurt.
I'm not gonna say it hurts. I'm so numb to it by now.
Yeah.
It almost makes me like, I mean, obviously everything sucked, but it's like a confident or a motivational to me. We lived a year of this, and like we're getting down there, and it's not gonna be another year, you know. I like that, thinking like that. That's why whenever I see it, I'm like, oh my god, can you believe that?
They actually just came out with guidelines today about people who are fully vaccinated and what they can and can't do.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, the CDC guidelines said you can basically do everything you were doing pre-COVID, just wear a mask in public.
Yeah.
So baby steps, but that's a good.
No, yeah,
that's
that's exactly like even with like in February when they were letting fans in the stands, like we're getting there. We can get Brewer tickets if we want to. Like that's why it's like we're getting there, you know? So that's why whenever I see this year ago today, this happened, I'm almost like, you know what? We did a year of COVID. We did our time. So, yeah.
A year that felt like a week.
But also felt like 3 years.
Yeah, I don't really know how to describe it. It's like, it feels like a week because when you try to remember it, nothing happened.
Yes.
I can't differentiate something that happened in September and something that happened in June.
No.
Like they seem like they happened at the exact same time.
Outside of like a couple like small events, I genuinely don't remember like what my day-to-day was.
That's like me, September through November were without like 3 or 4 events in between there with notable like things, I can't tell you a thing. Like, I don't know. We played Among Us a couple times in between there. Had some suck downs.
Like, personally speaking, like, I was out of a job from May till August. So it's like, I mean, to say I did nothing, it's like an understatement. I can't even.
Right.
I just existed for 4 months. I literally just existed. I cannot stress that enough.
Yeah. It is weird. Which makes me so excited because I've been like a pessimist in 2020. But okay, actually, before I get that, do you guys ever think like if I could go back and talk to myself from a year ago, 5 years ago, whatever, what would I say? I do think I've thought about this month a couple times. If I could go back in time to me in 2020, what would I even tell them, like, about the next year when this shit was just starting and there were so many unknowns? What would I even say?
It sounds apocalyptic.
Yes, I wouldn't believe it. It seriously does. That's like why I was like, damn. I would, especially with how like I was thinking at the time in this May, I was like, let's get this over with so I can go to Summerfest in June. And we can't even go into June Summerfest in 2020. I just couldn't believe it. So yeah, it would sound insane.
Wouldn't it be great to have the churches filled by Easter?
We can't even in 2022.
Literally the most cursed comment.
Holy shit.
You go down to like fucking Birmingham and Tuscaloosa and Tallahassee. You'll have some some big old churches going on.
Right. But even like tweets being dug up, there was one from Elon Musk or early March 2020 that just said coronavirus panic is so stupid. And everyone's digging that up like, yikes.
That makes me so mad.
We're going to see some stuff every day now until, probably till like July, we'll be seeing like a year ago today, and it'll be because that church on Easter thing is going to pop up when it's a year old, which will be soon. And yeah,
I think by then too, it's like we're gonna be able to do everything. I have a feeling we're gonna be like wearing a mask all year though.
I agree with that. I think especially like grocery stores and like common public
the
places.
mask is gonna be around a very long time.
I honestly think the mask will become normal. At least for me, because we were talking about it at work the other day, because in North Dakota, the governor lifted like the mask mandate, so you aren't like required to wear a mask anymore. Like when you're out in public, and like sure, private owned companies can still require you to wear a mask to come in, right? That's their right, and I think they should exercise that right. But like people like at Bobcat, we don't. Actually, I don't want to say we don't have to because I'm not 100% sure. But people were talking about like, hey, are you guys still going to wear a mask? You know? And I was like, yeah, I'm probably just going to continue to do so. I don't like know all these people and I don't trust them until I get the vaccine. Even when I get the vaccine, I'll probably still wear my mask. Yeah. I really just don't want to get the coronavirus. Like I feel like I've been saying that for literally a year. Like,
yeah,
I don't love wearing my mask. I don't hate wearing my mask. I'm very indifferent on it. But I would much rather wear my mask than possibly die from getting the coronavirus. So
yeah. I do wonder because I know in like states like Texas where they're like, yeah, we're going full capacity, don't need to wear masks. A lot of big like chains like Target's like, no, if you're entering our store, you have to wear a mask. So I do think like at the end of the day, it's going to be consensus is still going to win, even if it's not required. Like,
see, but I guess it doesn't matter how it turns out. But like, are people going to continue wearing a mask because they think it's like the socially good thing to do, or are they going to do it because they don't, or are they going to do it because they don't want to be the one guy to not wear a mask, like a social conformity thing?
I consider those the same thing.
It doesn't matter to me.
I think those are the same thing.
It's just kind of weird to think about.
I don't think anyone's going to be doing it. Like if let's say I got the Johnson & Johnson one shot tomorrow and they're like, by the end of the week, you are totally fine. You cannot spread coronavirus and you cannot get it. You are completely immune. I would still wear a mask to the grocery store because I'm not going to be that asshole not wearing one. I wear one while I go for a run because I just don't want to look like that guy who's not wearing one.
I don't know. I don't think I'd wear one if I'm taking a walk.
I'll have it off for most of the time
and then just put it on if I'm near somebody.
Yeah,
I live on a gravel road where there's only one neighbor within like 2 miles, so I don't wear one. Dogs out for a walk in the morning, but I mean
that'd be a pretty funny sight in North Dakota, being the only one on this gravel road. Dude's got a mask on. Like that'd be pretty fucking funny.
Hey, that man's socially aware. He's just being conscious of everybody else.
That's true.
That's true. Being taken.
But yeah,
there are a lot of birds out there on the road though, so maybe I should wear my mask so I don't catch the bird flu.
That's true. That's still going around. People forget. Bird flu and swine flu, so I'd stay away from
the
all
pigs.
Hey,
don't worry, I'll be staying away from the
regardless.
Pigs, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Fuck 12.
Facts. You guys got anything else for the people?
I don't think I have anything left for the people today, but they'll have to tune in next week.
Hey, fair enough. So, you can tune in at the Farmcast on all social media, at the Farmcast Pod. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow us, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
TikTok.
Yes, absolutely. And follow us for all of your newest Queen Beefs, Rona Talk, and breaking Dak Prescott news.
The Royal Family.
And we will see you on the next episode of the Farmcast Pod. Bye.